we go. Good morning, everybody. So what's been happening? I know the COVID cases are going up everywhere. We're in a lockdown here, and they're trying to get the numbers down. But the good news is one of the vaccines has been approved over in the States. So hopefully they'll start rolling that out. But obviously it'll take a while to reach us. But anyway, it's lights at the end of the tunnel. And what else? Supreme Court has thrown out another Texas/Trump lawsuit trying to change the result of the election. So I think that's good news from the Supreme Court. I mean, if they change the results of the election, this country would be in a real mess, right? So hopefully things will start moving forward in that direction. So I was going to take it a little bit easier today, but maybe we'll work our way into crow. I know that's not easy, but maybe the rest of the class is a little bit more gentle. We'll start on our backs and do a little breathing, a little bit of core work on the feet, that kind of stuff. So on your back, I would have the feet on the ground with the knees bent. That's always easier for the back, it relieves pressure on the back. And if you want, you can just place one hand on the belly, one on the chest. So we're just going to do 3-part breath. Try and make it a nice smooth breath, breathing in and out through the nose. So you're breathing from the belly through into the chest, and from the chest into the belly. Nice smooth flow, long deep breaths. Whenever you're ready, inhale into the belly, the lower chest, then the upper chest. Exhale from the chest, upper chest, lower chest, belly. Inhale, belly, lower chest, upper chest. Exhale from the upper chest, lower chest, belly. Just do a few more rounds at your pace. Now we're going to do these little micro movements, mini cat-cow I call them. The hips are going to stay on the ground. Tailbone stays on the ground actually. And as you inhale, you're going to push the lower back into the ground. And as you exhale, the lower back comes up. Just enough so you can slide the hand underneath the lower back. But the tailbone is going to stay down all the time. We've been doing this more often recently. Whenever you're ready, inhale, pushing into the ground. Exhale, letting the lower back come up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just do 2 or 3 more times, your pace. Inhale, really pushing the lower back down. Exhale, letting that back come up. Next inhale, we push the lower back into the ground, but this time we bring the hips up, coming into bridge. And then we exhale, slowly coming down. And once you're finally down, you let the lower back come up slightly. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, down. Keep the gaze towards the ceiling. Inhale. exhale. Inhale, exhale. Engaging the core, engaging the glutes as you come up. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, down. Inhale, exhale. So next time we're up, hold it. Inhale, coming up, hold the pose. Interlace the fingers. Walk the shoulders and arms closer and closer. Keep the gaze up. Do not gaze from side to side, bad for the neck. Pushing the arms into the ground, hands into the ground. Head pushed into the ground. Legs parallel. Feet glued to the mat, but then you try to pull the feet towards you. Straight line, knees through the hips to the shoulders. If you want to bring the hips up a bit higher, you can. Breathe. This is a good pose for cyclists. It's good to do if you do a lot of computer work. We're opening that chest. And then we slowly come down. I like to come part way down, release the arms, and then bring the back down, pull the knees in, and we just rock from side to side. We extend the legs, feet are an inch or two off the ground, head is supported, lower back is pushed into the ground a lot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we slowly lower. Arms either side of you. We bring both legs up to the ceiling. So we're going to take the legs down and up, keeping the legs straight. If it bothers the lower back, bend the knees. We slowly come down, engaging the core as you lower the legs, engaging the core more as you lower the legs, and then you're bringing them back up. Really work that core. The back, no discomfort in the back, but if you feel anything, if it's troubling the back, just bend the knees, make it a little bit easier. With the legs straight, it adds that lever action, so it can put pressure on the back if you don't engage the core. We're working that core, you're going to feel that work. If you put your hands on your belly briefly, you can feel that tightness there. And then we take a full body stretch, legs to the ground, arms over the head, to getting as much length as you can. Breathe, get a little bit more length. And then walk the feet in. Bring the left leg up to the ceiling. Let's work on the foot for a bit. Point and flex a few times. And then circle the foot, rotate in one direction. Rotate in the other direction. Point and flex a couple more times. And then other leg, holding onto the back of the leg, point and flex. Circle, one direction. Circle the other direction. And we point and flex a few more times. And then we bring that foot down to the ground. Outer figure 4, reclined pigeon. Outer of the left ankle onto the right leg. Take hold of the back of that right leg so that left hand is threading between the legs. We're pulling the legs in, the foot close to you, flex, dorsiflexion. Trying to keep the tailbone low, the head low. Just getting an outer hip stretch here. Maybe rock from side to side. Feels good on the back. Massaging the back a little bit. Should feel good. I do this one a lot. Probably nearly every day I do this stretch. And then we're going to switch legs. Out of the right ankle onto the left leg. We thread that right arm, taking hold of the back of the left leg. Right foot flexed, pulling the legs in, trying to keep the tailbone down, and maybe rock from side to side. So this is going to stretch out the outside of the hip. And then both feet on the ground, knees bent again, this time feet a little bit wider than hips. We just windshield wipe, knees going from side to side. Adding a little bit of a twist this time. So it's a bit of a hip stretch and a twist. So it's warming up the spine. And then knees in, rock yourself up. Come onto your hands and knees. Let's do cat-cow a few times. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, round in the back, tucking the chin. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. We're moving with the breath. You're trying to synchronize the movement with the breath. Try not to go too fast. And we're starting that motion from the base of the spine, working its way through into the neck. Trying to get a little deeper each time. We come into neutral. A little bit of core stabilization here. We're on our hands and knees and we just bring the right leg up, keeping the hips nice and even to the ground. You're looking at the mat. That area between the shoulder blades lifted up to the ceiling, and then if the right leg is up, if you want, you can bring the left arm up. Thumb up towards the ceiling. It's like you're hitchhiking a ride. Just trying to hold still. It's a challenge. You're going to start feeling the glutes working. It's going to strengthen the core, the lower back muscles. And we switch. Just the leg, opposite leg, left leg. Lift between the shoulder blades. Gaze towards the mat. Get those hips even. And whenever you're ready, and if you want, right arm comes up, thumb facing upwards. You're breathing, don't hold the breath. Knee down, let's go into child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. So what I'd like you to do in child's pose, we're trying to keep the sit bones on the heels, but I want you to try and walk those hands forward. So I'm trying to creep my fingers forward, getting a little bit more length. And then try and push the mat away from you. You're trying to get the sit bones a little bit closer to the heels. And then let's add a little bit of a side stretch. We stay in child's pose, but we're walking the hands over to one side, far enough so that you feel a stretch in the lower back, on one side of the lower back. Still trying to keep the head supported. So if you've walked over to the left, if you want, you could make a fist with the left hand and rest the forehead on the fist if that's more comfortable. And then we're going to walk over to the other side, stretch out the other side of the back. And then back to center, puppy dog. We start sliding the hands forward, and you want to try and get the hips directly over the knees. Push the hands, fingers, especially thumb, index finger into the ground, armpits towards the ground, arms are active. The head, forehead may or may not be touching the ground. And then from here into Sphinx. And we're going to make fists with the hands. We tuck the toes and we bring those hips up, coming into a forearm plank. You're looking at the ground, chin is tucked, hips not too high, hips not too low. Again, lifting up between the shoulders. You're breathing, and if you want a little bit more challenge, get those toes a little bit closer to each other. Bring one leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lower all the way down. We walk the knees underneath the hips. Dolphin. Forearms parallel, or you can have the palms together if you want, but make sure the elbows are no wider than the shoulders. Tuck the toes, hips up, hips back. Knees probably stay bent. You're looking between the legs, head should be off the ground. Push into the ground to keep the head up, and then push into the ground. Push the ground away from you to get the hips back. If you keep the knees bent, you can get the back neutral probably more easily. Breathe. Bring the knees down onto the hands and knees. So my hands are slightly forward of the shoulders. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And the more you push into the ground, the more you push the ground away from you, the straighter that line is at the wrist. It's going to relieve pressure on the wrist. Again, thumb, index finger pushed into the mat. You're breathing. Bring the right leg up, extended down dog. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can touch the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee towards the chin. Inhale, extend. Switch legs, inhaling as the other leg comes up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee towards the chin. Inhale, extend. Bring the knees down. Sit on the heels. Take the hands behind you. So the fingers are lined up with the toes. Fingers pointing to the front of the mat, chin tucked. We open the chest. And if you want, you can bring the hips up. And if the neck is good, you can slowly, carefully lower the head. Breathe. And then we come down, sitting on the heels. Okay. Coming to a seated position. So we haven't even done a sun salutation yet. We'll get round to it. Place the left hand over to one side. So the hand is at least 2 feet away from you. It's lined up with the hip. Right arm comes up. We reach up. We reach up more, trying to get length before we take the side twist. Breathe. Inhale, we come up. Exhale over to the other side. Reaching up, getting length before you go into the stretch. Inhale, come back up. Extend the right arm forward, parallel to the ground, shoulder back. And you're going to pull that arm in, pull above the elbow. I feel the stretch. This is a good stretch for me. Not everyone feels this, but I feel it. Upper arm, deltoid, across the upper back. Inhale, getting taller. Exhale, pull that arm in a little closer. Release. Extend the other arm forward, shoulder back. Start pulling that arm in. Easy stretch. Inhaling, getting tall. Exhale, a deeper stretch. Take 3 or 4 breaths. Release. Interlace the fingers. Extend the arms forward, shoulders back. Interlace the fingers the other way. Feels weird. Arms up. Eventually the arms either side of the ears. Interlace the hands, fingers behind you. Shoulders down, shoulder blades together. Hinge forward as you lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Slowly come up. Extend the arms either side of you. Bring the right arm under the left arm. Eagle arms. Hands parallel. See if you can touch the nose with the thumb. And then bring the arms up a little bit. This is going to stretch across the whole upper back. We release. Extend the arms. Either side. Left arm under right arm. Hands parallel. Touch the nose. Arms up. And then bring the arms down. Rest on the knees. Just work the shoulders a little bit. And then bring the right ear to the right shoulder, stretching out the left side of the neck, letting the weight of the head stretch the neck out. Inhale up, exhale over to the other side. Inhale back to center, exhale looking over the right shoulder. Inhale to center, exhale over the left. So we're going to go from side to side with the breath. Inhale as you come forward, exhale over to the side. Inhale, exhale. Just move with your breath. Each time you turn, let the movement follow the eyes. You're trying to look behind you. Trying to keep that neck mobility. A lot of people have a challenge with this movement, especially as they get older. And then head to center, chin to chest, and just rotate the head a couple of times. Take it slow. We end up with the chin at the chest, and then we rotate in the other direction. And again we end up with the chin at the chest. Sit on the heels. So when you're sitting on the heels like this, it's going to stretch out the top of the feet. If this is too uncomfortable, what you could do is just put a little bit of washcloth, flannel, little towel or something underneath the feet, just to relieve the pressure. This is a good stretch on the top of the feet. The hands. Now we usually do this before crow, so maybe we'll do crow in about 20 minutes or so. So let's stretch the hands out. So I lift the heels up, I'm bringing the hands between the legs. So my fingers are pointing towards the feet, little fingers touching, hands spread apart. And I'm just lowering my sit bones towards the heels to get more stretch. If that's too much, you bring the sit bones up. So this is you're gonna probably feel it in the wrist. I feel it in the wrist, but I also feel it in the forearm. So this kind of in this area. That's where it gets me more. So when I got into inversions, I like to do a handstand, and I usually do it at the wall. Sometimes I try and practice in the middle of the room, but it's a challenge to get you balanced then, but I like to do it at the wall. So when I very first started doing the handstand, I was able to get up, but I couldn't hold it for more than like a second because my wrists would hurt. Anyway, with practice and with stretching out my wrists, it's become a lot easier, and I can hold handstand for. I've been able to hold it for over a minute. I'd like to get to 2 minutes, but I'm not there. But my wrists seem to be quite happy now. And then we're going to keep the fingers on the mat and just bring the heel of the hand up, just stretching the fingers out. There we go. And then knees together. And we're just going to interlace the fingers again, and we're just going to stretch out the hands. So we're stretching out the wrists in opposite directions, and we're just going to go back and forth like this. Now to stretch out, so this is stretching out the front of the feet. Now if you come up, bring the sit bones up. If you tuck the toes, so we're like this. This is going to stretch out the toes, and it's going to start stretching out the back of the heel, especially if we bring the knees up. So try that. So we're just stretching out the back of the heels. And the lower you go, the more you're going to feel the stretch. And then eventually, we're going to bring the heels all the way to the ground. If you can't get the heels to the ground, what you could do is just roll the mat up and just stick them under the heels. So the mat, the toes are on the lower part of the mat, but the heels are supported. So you've got a bit of gap there if you need it. But eventually the heels are going to come down, and I'm trying to wriggle forward. And what the back is rounded, so you're feeling a gentle stretch in the back, but also stretching out the back of the heels, the Achilles tendons. And then we come back onto our hands and knees, downward facing dog. Bring the toes close to each other, walk the dog, paddle the legs, stretching out the calf muscles. Take your time. Imagine it's a slow stroll, not a fast hike, not a run, just a nice slow stroll. Then you can feel that stretch in the calf muscle. We then look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, head relaxed, bend the knees. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale into mountain. Half salute. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again. Inhale, breath core brings us up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale as we fold forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again, head relaxed. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, mountain. Come to the front of the mat. Feet parallel. Inhale into chair. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. Plank. Knees down, chin, chest forward and down. Keep the elbows in. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. And then we're going to add a hip opener, stacking the right hip over the left hip, bending that right knee. Inhale, extending the leg. Exhale, see if you can touch the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chin. Inhale, extend. Top foot joins the bottom foot. We inhale the other leg up. We stack the hips. We extend the leg, inhaling. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chin. Inhale, extend. Into plank. Shirt keeps riding up. We're back in plank. Lift up between the shoulder blades. Try and keep the toes under the heels, shoulders over the wrists. So you never try and avoid bringing the shoulders forward as the wrists. That puts a little bit too much pressure on the wrists. So that's why I wiggle my toes back. Side plank, right hand to center. We stack the feet, left arm up. If you want, you can have the bottom knee down or the top foot down in front of you. Got an itchy nose here. And if you want more challenge, you can bring the top leg up. You can even hold on to the big toe of that top foot. Maybe you're shaking a little bit. That's fine. It means you're working. We come back into plank and we do side plank on the other side. Left hand to center, stack the feet, right arm up, maybe bring the top leg up. And we're breathing, don't hold the breath. We come back into plank, bring the whole body forward as you bend the elbows, chaturanga, inhaling into up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, knees bent. Back into chair, and then we come all the way up. So I said this would be an easier class, but it seems like it's getting a little bit more difficult. Okay, chair pose. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. Plank, chaturanga, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. Inhale the right leg up, exhale we sweep it through, we come into warrior one. Take a breath or two. Exhale warrior two. Inhale reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Maybe walk that front foot forward a little bit. Maybe slide that right hand, that lower hand down towards the ground if you want. But we're trying to keep a straight line from that top hand all the way through to that back foot. We come back into warrior two. Reverse warrior, and then we flow to the other side. Plank, chaturanga, inhaling to up dog, exhale down dog. Inhale the left leg up, exhale we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. Stay in warrior one. This is where I switch, but you don't. So the sun's coming through. I'm probably becoming a silhouette. Warrior one. Next exhale, warrior two. I like to walk with the feet a little bit wider, keeping that front knee over the front ankle, lined up with the center of the foot. Reverse warrior, and then extended side angle. Take your time. Just rest the forearm on that knee. See how it feels. And if you want to go a little deeper, if you have a block there, that would be useful if you can't get all the way down. So my fingertips are just touching the ground. I'm pushing that arm, so my arm that I'm lowering is inside the leg, and I'm pushing that arm into the leg back into the arm. We come back into warrior two, reverse warrior, and then we come into plank, chaturanga, inhaling into up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 or 3 breaths here. Get more length with each breath. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Inhale coming all the way up. Exhale mountain. Tree pose. We're going to stand on the left foot, actually with the left leg straight. Right foot is inside the leg, below the knee or above the knee. Please do not push into the knee joint. Palms together, palms to chest. So get that standing leg working, quads engaged. Open across the upper chest, collarbone, arms up whenever you're ready. So I keep staring at my screen, and every time I do that I lose my balance, so I should stop doing that. So if I glue my eyes, glue my gaze down towards the ground, it helps with my balance. I'm starting to feel it in the standing leg. Calf muscle is starting to shout at me. So I think it's time to come out. Palms together, legs down, arms down, shake everything out. Move the shoulders, loosen the shoulders. Other side, we're on the right foot. Left foot inside the leg. So we're getting a hip opener here. Skin on skin is good. So I've got if my foot is against bare skin, it doesn't slide down the leg. It's easier to keep that leg up. We're opening the hips. We're engaging the quads, palms together. Open the chest. Tuck the chin, head back. And if you're ready, arms come up. Breathe, gaze, find something to gaze at. They call that the dristi. Feel those inner quads working. If you have the foot above the knee, you should be able to feel those inner quads working. And you should be feeling that calf muscle working. I can feel that now. And then we release. Okay, let's do eagle. We'll do crow, and then we'll wind down. So eagle. We extend the arms to the side. We do this a lot. We bring the right arm under the left arm. We've already done eagle arms. We come into chair. If you want to just hang out here, that's fine. If you want to add the legs, right leg on top of the left leg, you squeeze those legs together, you try and hook that foot if the knee is good, and you have the flexibility. Once you're there, center the arms, lean back a little, maybe lift the arms up, take about 3 breaths. And we release. We shake everything out. Other side. Extend the arms, either side, left under right. Hands parallel, back of the hands or the palms. Into chair. And then we bring the left leg on top. We squeeze those legs together and we try and hook that foot. For some reason this is always more of a challenge on this side for me. I can't totally hook it. Get as far as you can, center the arms, lean back, breathe. And we release. We shake everything out. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we're back in plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we're just going to walk our way forward and let's have a play around with crow. We've already stretched the wrists out. If you want to stretch them out again, you can, just by bringing them between the legs. Because crow has a lot of weight on the wrists. So we'll start from the squat. So we'll take the feet wider, pretty wide apart. But my feet are pointing out, so the heels are closer to each other than the toes. And then we're going to push the arms into the legs. And try and get the back a little bit more neutral. And this is a nice hip stretch. If you just want to hang out here, that's fine. You don't have to go any further. But if you want to try crow, you're pushing the arms into the legs a lot. You come onto the toes. You're going to look forward. You're going to look forward all the time. You're going to keep the head raised. Do not tuck the chin. You're high up on the toes. You start leaning forward. You lift one foot off the ground. You lift the other foot off the ground. You try and squeeze the arms with the knees. And then you try and bring the toes together. You try and straighten the arms just a little bit more, but keep looking forward all the time. And you breathe. And we come down. Take it slow. Use that weight. You're bringing the weight forward. You've got to bring that weight forward to be able to get into crow. If you're kicking up, if the hips are too far back, you're never going to get up. And I'm always telling people this, but they still do it. You know, they'll try and kick up like this. But you're not coming up. You've got to bring that whole weight forward. The idea is rather than kicking up, is leaning forward but looking forward at the same time. And there's a point here. This is the point where I feel if I go any further, I'm going to land down on my face. But this is the point where you can just, this is the light spot. This is where you can just bring those feet off the ground and you get into that balance. And then you come all the way down. So the next thing, a couple of things you could do after crow. So I'm always telling you, always lift the head up, keep the throat long. But if you do, I'm not going to do this, but I'm just going to explain it. If you do tuck the chin, you could bend the elbows a little bit more, get the face really low to the ground, tuck the chin, and you could land gently onto the top of the head. You could do a tripod headstand. The other thing you could do, if you've got enough energy reserve, is jump back into chaturanga. So I'm going to show you that, and you can try that if you want. So I'm looking forward, lengthening my throat. Let me come back a little bit further forward here. Bringing the weight forward, let the feet float, toes together. Now to get into chaturanga, you've got to use a lot of core strength. So I inhale, exhale chaturanga, and then you can flow into up dog and down dog. Now if you're really adept, you can come from down dog and you can jump into crow. Some people can do that. I can't do that. But maybe one day, who knows. Okay. You can play around with crow a little bit more if you want. If you're ready to wind down, come into a seated position. Let's do a seated twist. So pull the right foot in. You can keep that right leg extended if you have any knee issues. Left foot is inside or outside the leg. Left foot solidly on the ground, and we hug the knee or bring the arm outside. Other hand behind you, take the twist. Inhale, we unwind. Don't forget in the twist, we're breathing, we're inhale, we're trying to get length, exhale as we go into that twist. Always with the stretch, length, and then the stretch. Other side, left leg can be extended straight if you prefer, right foot inside or outside the leg. So what I do, I tend to round my back a little bit to begin with, so I can get that arm onto the outside of the leg, and then I'll come up trying to get the back neutral. I'm trying to retract the chin back and then into that twist. Inhale, back to center. Come into Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet together. You can sit on the block if you want. Rock from side to side. A lot of arm strength, pulling those hips forward, getting length, trying to keep the back neutral, and then we're just letting those legs come towards the ground. I'm rocking again. As I rock, my heels are getting in a little closer. I'm pulling the hips forward, keeping the back neutral, and then I'm trying to encourage those knees to the ground. Eventually they'll go. The longer you hold this, it's almost like the hips, sometimes it's the hip, things sort of, the body fights you a little bit, so if you hold a pose, all of a sudden things will just let go. Tension will melt away, and you can go a little deeper. And we slowly come out of Baddha Konasana. Come onto your back. Happy baby. The knees are pulled in. You're holding onto the feet, knees are bent. Head is supported. You're trying to get the tailbone as low as you can. A lot of arm strength, pulling the legs towards the ground. Keep the chin tucked. Keep length in the neck. Take hold of the big toes. See if you can extend the legs into a V, or at least approach that. You're pulling the shoulders away from the ears. You're trying to keep the tailbone on the ground. you're trying to get the legs a little bit straighter, and you probably feel this, the back of the legs or the inside of the legs. We bend the knees, we take hold of the back of the legs, and we're going to rock ourselves backwards and forwards into boat. You can hold on to the back of the legs, you can keep the knees bent. If you want more challenge, you can straighten the legs. We lower an inch off the ground with the legs are straight, head is supported. You push in the lower back into the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lower all the way down. We take a full body stretch. Reaching with the arms, reaching with the legs. And then we take a little bit of a side stretch, stretching out one side of the body, getting into that banana shape, or banana as the Brits would say. And then we stretch out the other side of the body. We recenter and we come into Shavasana. Arms either side of you, palms up, eyes closed, totally relax. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then just regular breathing. Maybe moisten the lips and just sink into the ground, letting the whole body get heavy. So if you want to stay longer in Shavasana, go for it. If you're ready to come out, walk the feet in. And just roll over to one side. Take your time, take a breath or two. And then gently Push yourself up. We always come up nice and slow, taking our time. You know, we've rested in Shavasana. We don't want to suddenly just sit up quickly, just coming up gently. Once you're in a seated position, get length in the spine. And then inhale as the arms come up. Palms together. Exhale as you bring the arms down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, bringing them down. Inhale. Exhale. This time keep the palms together. 3 Oms. Inhale. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next week.